Hi guys, welcome back. Our newest book is going to be Phantasma by Kaylie Smith. Totally different of anything we've read already, and that's the point of the book club, is to take best-selling books, kind of get out of your little comfort zone and read different things all the time. And I felt like this would be a good one for getting into fall. The cover art is gorgeous. It says, the only thing deadlier than losing the game is losing your heart. And then on the back, I was going to read the back of it. And I wanted to do the intro to the book on Friday and give you guys through the weekend to get the book and start Monday. So that's what we'll do. And it says, this is the first book in the series, by the way. It is a series. It says, Phantasma only has 2 rules. Stay alive and don't fall in love. When Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there is no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Circumstances go from dire to deadly. However, when Ophelia's sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where contestants rarely escape alive, and the victor is granted a single wish. Kind of sounds like, yeah, that one. The only way for Ophelia to save her sister, Hunger Games, is to win. But Phantasma is a cursed manor full of twisting corridors and lavish ballrooms, stopped by enticing demons and fatal temptations. And Ophelia must conquer all 9 floors to succeed, if her fears don't overtake her first. When a charming, arrogant stranger claims he can help, Ophelia knows better than to trust him. But with her sister's life on the line, Ophelia can't afford to turn him away. She'll just need to ignore the overwhelming dark attraction drawing them closer and closer together. Because in Phantasma, the only thing deadlier than losing the game is losing your heart. And it says, wickedly delightful and addictively delicious. Sophie Kim, author of The God in the Gumaho. Kaylie Smith is a lover of all things fantasy. They grew up in Louisiana, where she frequently haunted bookstores and practiced her craft. When not reading or writing, she can be found at home with a menagerie of animals, fussing over houseplants or annoying people about astrology. She's really pretty, too. And let's see if I can read like the... Oh, wow. It's just a really cool book to have in your collection. To those who have had to claw their way out of the dark and still choose to be a light in this world, I'm proud of you. I really like that. I can relate. Content and trigger warnings. I'll go over this now. This work contains explicit sexual content and scenes with elements of horror, as well as in-depth depictions of obsessive-compulsive tendencies such as intrusive thoughts and compulsive tics. An in-depth list of content is available at the author's website, www.kayliesmithbooks.com. I wanted to show that to you guys. Why is it doing that? But yeah, you can go on Kaylie Smithbooks.com. So I probably need to put that in the box below. And it has the hierarchy of paranormal beings: King of the Devils, Prince of the Devils, Devils, Demons, Wraths, other immortal paranormal beings, and mortal paranormal beings. And then classifications of ghosts, phantoms, poltergeists, apparitions, and ghouls. Sorry guys, this is not, it's not going to zoom in. Maybe because I got my face out of it. Prologue, wicked. Okay, I'll read that too. The devil had a wicked mouth and a voice as smooth as bourbon. What is your decision? He pressed as he trailed the tip of his index finger down one side of her throat, his lips mere centimeters from her racing pulse on the other. You tricked me, she whispered. He laughed in response, his breath caressing her feverish skin. He was so close that she could barely think. Any coherent response to his question eluded her as another shot of adrenaline rushed through her veins. But the events leading up to this moment were burned into her mind with vivid clarity. So it starts with 3 nights until Phantasma. That's where we're going to start on Monday. But yeah, guys, it is under fantasy romance. And I got this one on Amazon. It says in the US it's $18.99, in Canada $19.99, in California it's like $35. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, I actually have a really cool background. It's a picture I got actually from Michael's for Halloween. It's the ballroom with the ghost. I think I'm going to use that as in my background for day 1. It's a surprise. I don't want to. But yeah, that's my, I know this is not part of the book, but that is actually my theme forevermore, is to do not playful and not like super, super scary theme for Halloween. Like, I don't want the traditional ghosts and goblins, witches, not so much. I want like the haunted ballroom with like wispy ghosts, like realistic looking. That's the kind of thing I want. I want to go with in like haunted ballroom, not like Disney depictions. I've always wanted like a pink theme one year, you know, of the cute ghost. No, I kind of want the more realistic vibe. I don't know. But this is it, guys. This is like, I might go ahead and read some of these. If it gets to the point where like I can't read any of it, I'm going to just go ahead and say the words. I don't know. I guess if I go ahead and explain ahead of time, it contains a lot. It's not for kids. I already say that in, you know, the YouTube thing. So it is definitely not a kid's book. It is fantasy romance. But this is on the bestsellers list, and her second one is out. I don't know. I wish Phantom of the Opera, it's a Broadway musical. That was always my favorite thing in band. We studied Phantom of the Opera, and I absolutely loved it. And I always wanted to see it on Broadway, because I heard like the chandelier falls in the audience. I've always wanted to see Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. Gerard Butler plays Phantom in one of the movies. The movies are super creepy. If you've seen them, if it was a book, I don't know. I actually need to look that up. I might read it. And scary stories to tell in the dark. I think I'm going to, when it comes to October, whatever book we're reading in October, I'm going to start off with that scary story. I feel like you got to get excited about it, you know, starting mid-September. Like, I worked at Spirit Halloween last year in Indiana, in Greenwood, and this year in California, you can't even like get a job there. It's so popular. And there's one like walking distance from the house. That is the most fun job I have ever had, is working at Spirit Halloween. and by the way, it's Spencer's Gifts is the same company. And I think they have like a Spirit Christmas that they were trying out in some places. But I absolutely loved the whole staff I worked with too. They were incredible, 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 incredible. And the customers were amazing. It's one place where people come in there happy, unless it's like the week before Halloween. Then people are like, nope. But they open so early in the year because conventions and stuff. But I feel like they need to have certain locations open year round because conventions happen and like maybe carry some of that stuff in like the bigger cities. I think that's what they should do, but that's just me. Yeah, they're definitely not very busy. I got hired on like in the end of July, and they were not, I started September, like the first weekend in September. They were not busy. They were not busy at all. And I wore my costume as much as possible. I was always in theme. And if you go in Spirit, like the ringing for the children's hospital thing we do, I want it because I was always asking people, because I've had children in like the hospital a lot, so I know, like in the NICU and stuff. It's super important to bring happiness and Halloween to the hospital where it can be terrible for kids. But anyway, yeah, the book. Grab it, or you can just listen to me. But I'd rather you have, the whole point of this is to get people to read actual books again. Actual books. Hold it in your hand. Not digital. Some people have to because, I mean, I'm getting to the point where it's hard to see, even with glasses. So, yeah, I'm excited to start on Monday, guys. I will see you on Monday. It's something to look forward to. The case of the Mondays, but we're starting book club. So let's get excited, guys. See you on Monday. Bye.